teams have been really in the VG Masters. They obviously play a lot together.
So what you're saying is the teams are not good enough to play Wisp?
I'm not saying that they're not good enough to play Wisp. I'm just saying there's a certain level of coordination involved with it. That really works out better. Obviously, if you scrim a lot and if you know your partners well enough. But Lycan being given up so easily, this could be a problem for ebin team.
Lycan is one of those heroes that you never want to give away. And
10 seconds remaining.
maybe we're a little bit biased after seeing TI4, but this is like something that I want to ask you as well. Like at TI4 and after, we've been seeing Razor non-stop, the Lycan always ban and always pick. Do you think we're a little bit stale now and we are actually needing a 682?
I of course would love to see a 6.82. I mean, that's actually been one of the biggest complaints that I've seen in this tournament, is that we've been seeing roughly the same 20 heroes picked over and over again. In fact, if you want to know the rough statistics, we've had like a 98% pick ban rate on Faceless Void. Like a 95% pick ban on the Doom, a 95% pick ban on Brewmaster, like 95% on Razor. I mean, it's pretty obvious like what heroes really fit in this meta. Obviously, not everyone in our tournament is necessarily playing at the same level as professionals, but they will, of course, imitate. And quick question, do you have open mic on...
Yes, I do.
Okay, great. So we do have you in game audio. Perfect.
Yep. I'll probably be able to see my balloon, my text balloon after the draft is over, but I'm pretty sure that people can hear me now on Dota TV.
Excellent.
But yeah, that's one of the things that... I mean, I'm not going to say that Razor, really strong hero, Brewmaster, Doom, super strong heroes, Lycan as well, Faceless Void, maybe not the fact that he's strong, but the fact that he's like, you can put him everywhere and he will bring a lot to your team. I'm not going to say that these heroes are not deservedly in there, but I'm going to say something, which is, I think people are guilty of copying a lot. When you see these normal 20 heroes, I really don't think that these 20 heroes are the best heroes there are. It's just... well, everyone's playing them, and we've seen a lot of games where we see like a Razor, Lycan, so pretty much everyone has an idea of how to maximize the utility of that hero. And then we fall into that trap of, well, I mean, let's pick Lycan because Lycan is strong. I'm pretty sure that if someone came with a completely out of the left field strategy, with completely different heroes, it might still work in this metagame. But because TI is such a big tournament, and that's what everyone plays, so now everyone seems to believe that, okay, these are the best heroes that everyone needs to play. We're trapped in this metagame of 20, 30 heroes. If you remember, just before TI, pretty much every hero except Spirit Breaker was picked.
Right. It actually was pretty good patch overall before TI. Before kind of more or less we saw the death ball kind of push come into play. People were getting really creative with their picks, but like I'll agree that a pocket strat might be pretty ideal, and especially in a best of 3. Now that we're out of best of 1s, it would definitely be to a benefit to teams. Maybe in the first game, pull out something, but I don't really see that coming out from he. And what do you think of Dazzle Witch Doctor combination? I personally don't like Dazzle in tri-lanes just because the amount of levels he does sort of need to kind of come online.
Well, the thing is, when you have a Lycan, you can always eventually, like once the Lycan gets level 4 or 5, he can go and get the jungle as well and leave space for support, which is something that teams do sometimes. So, and you can still always, well, like Dazzle and Witch Doctor are the two of them really strong, like dual lane supports as well. So you can leave them there. Both have, especially Witch Doctor, but they have decent roaming capabilities. The thing about these two supports is that it's a gamble in the sense that if they rotate properly and they get kills, because the supports are made to get kills, then they're going to steamroll, and if they fail, they're going to be level 3 10 minutes into the game, and no one wants to be a level 3 Dazzle or Witch Doctor. But we'll see.
Yep, Mirana going to be picked up by ebin team, and this will give him a little bit of a surprise element to him with that Moonlight Shadow. Viper, nice pickup. Probably play him as a safe lane carry, I would assume. Mirana as a support. We've been seeing a lot of Wraith King support also.
Yep. We'll see what happens. I mean, we have 4 heroes that can be core, of course, probably
10
two of these are
seconds
not going to
remaining.
be. If you go with Mirana and Wraithkin support, I say it's super greedy.
5 seconds
But if you look at the
remaining.
other side, the Radiance team, Hihi is going for the super early game because Dazzle, Witch
Reserve
Doctor, I
time.
mean, yeah, they can scale well into the late game, but there are supports that are especially made to create dominance and like push. Dazzle with the heal, Witch Doctor with the heal, and Dying with the
Radiant
heals.
team ban.
Lycan with being Lycan and the ability to push. I think Hihi is going to go for Deathball push.
Dire team
And
pick.
I'm not sure even with the teams they have now. Like, look at that team, right? You're even. You're level 4 or 5 and you're getting pushed. What can you do to stop him?
A Huskar pickup over on even team.
Radiant team pick.
I mean, well, there's our surprise pick, there's our pocket strap,
Well,
but still,
actually,
it,
if I could stop you for just a second.
Yeah.
Yesterday, we actually saw Reinhardt in the game with a rampage on Huskar. He's apparently a Huskar mainer.
really?
Yes.
Is there such a thing?
Apparently there is, and he's a 6K Huskar player or something like that. Not
Nice.
not
10
to be
seconds
underestimated.
remaining.
So this might be the little element of surprise that they're going to bring to
5
Hihi.
seconds remaining.
Yeah, so now, again, you cannot put Wraith King on a
Reserve
dual lane.
time.
Like, you cannot, you have to get them in a tri lane or you have to make them rotate. And it's going to be the Wraith King and Mirana. And then again, your lanes individually, while they might be strong, like Razor is great 1v1, Viper is great 1v1, Huskar is great 1v1. So Mirana and Wraith King can actually roam. But if you look at his team, they're not going to be ever in a 1v1 situation because as soon as they can, they're going to rotate into a lane, get all the heals together, and do a death push, get tier 1, tier 2 tower. And in the meantime, if they try to rotate to stop that, well, then you have the Tinker that's going to be doing the split pushing on his own way. So I'm starting to feel that Hihi United has the advantage in the draft here. But as usual, draft helps win games, but we'll have to see what happens in the first 10 minutes on the game to get an idea if this is going to work or not. Because as good as the draft it is, if it goes wrong early game, then you suddenly rely a lot on the Tinker to make things happen.
Right, and, well, assuming they do make it to that late game, who do you give the edge to here?
10
I'd say
seconds
Hihi,
remaining.
honestly, with the Tinker pick there at the end. I don't see how they can contest
5
it.
seconds remaining.
The
Necessarily.
problem is that, I mean, you can kill the Tinker and the rest of the team. The fact that they have Tinker and Lycan makes them really scary because they don't really have to have the best team, but because they can split push you and they can win through
Prepare for battle.
Brad Dota. Having said that, if you look at the heroes individually, if every hero gets more or less the same amount of items, Evin can do more with the items than Hihi can do. Of course, Tinker will get 6 slotted, Lycan will probably get like 5 good items, but everyone for Evin, once they get their 3rd or their 4th item, they become really, really scary. So we'll see what happens. There's a smoke coming from Evin. Are they going for Roche level 1? They very well could,
Yeah,
but
no,
no, they are
Gonna scout out the enemy
going
jungle.
to the jungle. They're not going to find anyone. Look at
They
that.
actually have 2 smokes.
They know. Essalor just immediately says, hey, our jungle, let's go, now. Is he going to give first blood? No, definitely not.
30 seconds to
Yep,
battle.
they miss each other. So,
Yep.
nothing is going to happen there. Do you have any favorite in this matchup? I know that casters are not supposed
Well-
to have favorites, but we can give ourselves a break here.
Honestly, at this point,
lost
the
you?
teams that I prefer at this point, honestly, I don't know. I like both of these teams. I love Huskar, so I of course would love to see a Huskar player, make it big in the VG Masters. I think Huskar is a really fitting hero for the VG Masters also.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna try to remain unbiased through the rest of this tournament.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And we saw the first blood being given in the jungle
Yep.
as the Lord died. And now the tri-lane starts with a little bit of a disadvantage. But silver lining, the kill went to the Wraith King. Wraith King is not playing as a core here, so it's not a core that will start with an advantage. It's probably going to be a Wraith King with boots. But yeah, we have the lanes at the top. We have Nihis in the Lycan playing 1v1 against Huskar. That's going to be a tough matchup for him.
Yes, it is.
Invisibility.
But like you said, he can eventually get into the jungle if necessary. Huskar, really strong laner.
He really is.
And that's not saying too little either, because Lycan's also a really great laner. It's just against Burning Spears, he's gonna have a really hard time. Bottom lane, Razor is gonna toss out a little bit of harass onto that Undying, but he should be relatively fine.
Undying is a really hard hero to kill, especially if he's getting farmer levels. In the early game, you have to have a lot of burst damage, otherwise with DK and Soul Rip, he will be able to get back to full health pretty fast. But then again, here, these guys are looking into getting a kill on the Razor, but
so Wraith King and
that
Mirana
ward blocks
smoking
the
up.
camp, so they cannot pull. And now they're going to encounter the stun from Wraith King, the stun from Mirana comes here. Dazzle, can he pop the Shallow Grave? Does it matter? No, it really doesn't matter. He goes dead. And now the Razor sucking the Witch Doctor. And he has a lot of damage now. Are they going for the second one? They might get 2 here. Maybe they get 3. They drop the Tombstone and nothing else happens.
Yeah, they're going to have to back away from that. Razor's relatively low. He's going to Tango up. Maybe he'll just Fairy in a salve.
Yeah.
So the nice thing actually about Decay is if you eat a Tango, you're going to regen while you have that missing strength. And you can actually stay in lane if you stay back a bit. And once the decay wears off, you'll be you'll have a little bit more HP than you really started with.
Haste!
But it looks like Razor's just gonna play it safe and head back. So Tinker picks up a haster and he might go for the kill here. And it looks like we've actually dropped our call with Bruno, so we'll try to get him back as soon as possible.
Denied.
Alrighty, Bruno, you there?
Yes, I'm back here. I had disconnect as I warned. Unfortunately, really, my internet here is super bad.
Oh,
And,
sorry to hear that. Well, we did see Tinker with that haste rune almost grab a kill on the mid lane. Unfortunately, he didn't want to overcommit to it under the tower. It's understandable.
Yep.
Oh, look at it go!
Here we
Another
have
fight.
again. Yeah, bottom lane. There's
Arrow
a lot.
connects.
The arrow goes against the Witch Doctor, but the Shallow Grey is going to make him live a little bit more. Maybe it's enough to get the kill. Yes, they get the kill on the Razor and the zombies. Nice turnaround. Nice turnaround, and now they get the kill on 2 and on 3.
So
Those
3
zombies
down.
doing the work.
So at this
Great
point,
job, EG.
what even team have to do at this point is go ahead and move around the Wraith King and Mirana, as they're really not accomplishing a whole lot for the Razor in the lane.
Yeah, that's the tricky part as well. I mean, as I said, the heroes in itself, great solo, but if the Wraith King and the Mirana do not get to do anything, then all that really kind of goes away. Because yes, these are supports that have stuns, and just by the fact that you have a stun, that means the hero is going to be at least decent at supporting. But a Mirana, a Wraith King, you want to have more than just a stun. You want to get them going with, like, you want levels for the Wraith King so that eventually he can get the Vampiric Aura when he needs it. You want levels on the Mirana so that you can get his ultimate, so for great initiation. You want to have some DPS on that hero. And that's something that ebin is struggling to find right now.
Yeah.
And yeah, again, like, if you look at last hits and denies, the story is exactly that. They're winning the lanes because Viper is a great laner, Husker is a great laner, Razor, well, he died, so he's, like, catching up right now. But they're not winning the game because even though they're getting the farm, whenever there's an encounter, whenever there's a 2v2 or a 3v3,
Check out top
he is
lane.
ahead. Yep,
This is gonna be a dead Lycan.
a very dead
Lay
like.
my belt.
He's trying to go for the Husker, but this is going to just feed free wolves to them.
So the
He
Ancients
understands.
are uncontested on the Radiant, and I think this is a mistake from ebin. We know Tinker loves to do his Ancients. Eventually he'll also possibly eat up some of the jungle. Hopefully
Yep.
save a little bit for his Lycan that's kind of struggling up there in the top lane.
Out.
We'll see how that goes. And yeah, now they realize that they cannot leave the Lycan alone, even though he's level 6. And they bring the Witch Doctor, and now
Okay, bro, Lycan with
ulti-
the ult.
Yeah, they're gonna get a kill here.
Not
The lucky stun, but it doesn't matter. Even if
In my
the cast
father's
wouldn't bounce to
name,
him,
I
Lycan with his
strike you
522
down.
movement speed, just destroy Huskar. And the fact is that Huskar, even though he has 2 points in Berserker Blood, most of the damage there was physical damage, so it just wouldn't matter. Now they actually spot the Ancients. Clumsy is just there, and it's like, oh, we see a lot of Ancients right here, and we put a ward. So their plan is now going to be trying and... Oh, they see Hevox. Is this going to be a 2v1 against the Witch Doctor? You don't want to die against a Witch Doctor, but maybe with the Lucky Arrow? No, they don't. So now they know there's this Ancient stack right here. They don't have any wards to block it, but they might just camp there and try to prevent the Tinker from taking it. And now with the haste on Viper, I think that means a dead Witch Doctor.
Gonna toss out that ultimate, but Witch Doctor... Yep, he's gonna be caught by the arrow. Nice! Job by the Dazzle, trying to kip him, but yeah. He'll try to deny himself. No, doesn't get it.
He was so close. Everyone assumed he was dead. He was about half a second away from getting denied by the neutrals. But then again, this is a kill that invested 3 people, so it's not going to be a lot of experience. Now the hasted Viper tries to stop the Tinker. And will they try to go for the Courier? No. Tinker comes back. He pretty much loses no life to that. And Bottle Crowing, like a boss.
Yep, and Razor's actually starting to make a little bit of a comeback now in his lane, as he doesn't have to worry about the presence of those supports from the Radiant. He's going to static Link.
Oh, dirt. He has his ultimate, so maybe he can run away if he spots them. But I know they get spotted because of the creep wave. Lycan, does he know? I mean, he has to know because he saw them. He
doesn't have a ward. He did see him from the river, but...
Yeah, the creeps are there, so he has to see. But he stayed up and farmed the whole camp. No fears at all. That man has bolts of steel. Now, actually, the Wraith King is trying to go that way, but no, he keeps dodging them. They're so close yet so far. The Lycan going into the jungle, he's going to get a lot of experience, a lot of gold, and most importantly,
Wraith King gonna block this stack. Bottom lane,
it's fine again. I mean,
relatively low now.
Yeah, and he's gonna lose more with DK, but now he TPs away and Razor decides not to pursue. He wants to keep the farm for himself. And now again, Razor starts out farming the Undying right
This is
now.
really bad. Ebin is fighting in the March. And HWA is gonna score himself a double kill.
Yeah, you don't want to fight against the Tinker in that situation. And now with the laser, there's nothing they can do. They just, okay, Inner Vitality here, and they want to chase and run. There's Ultimate of Huskar, but nothing is happening. Dazzle is just staying there.
That is not yours to offer.
It's an interesting game. I mean, 0 gold difference, a little bit of XP difference for He United, but nothing is decided yet. It can go either way.
And obviously, you know, once we get these heroes all to around level 6, especially the supports,
they're gonna get the Huskar here.
You can keep your magic.
Yeah, they get the Huskar right now, and
Huskar actually really struggles against anything really that has pure damage. Of course, once he tosses out his ultimate, his health is going to be relatively low. He doesn't have really great armor, so he does end up having to build a whole lot of armor. And then, of course, you got pure damage on the laser and a blind, so it makes him relatively useless.
Yeah, I'm actually really surprised that he picked that. I mean, the Tinker wasn't picked back then. Like, the fact that you already have a Lycan and a Dazzle, even the Undying as well, right? Like, there's a lot of physical damage and pure damage there that you don't want to face as a Huskar. And, I mean, he's been doing well in the laning phase, but every time he's trying to face one of those heroes, he just has to run away and die. He is not too close from that armlet. Maybe when he gets that armlet right now, I mean, he's 600 gold away. Maybe when he gets there, things will become a little bit different, but for now, it's not doing too great.
So double damage spotted out by the Wraith King. Gonna give it over to Empty Jar. Viper's gonna go ahead and try to make a move here on the Tinker, looks like. It does have his ult. Won't use it, as he's got to run away from that March.
Yeah. He still receives quite a bit of damage just by being in the edge of it. But again, he's gonna save that DD. He's gonna wait for a better time right now. And is there going to be another stack? No, the Dazzle is not going to stack. He's going to rotate top. They want to fight here.
Yeah, they're bringing up a whole lot. They do have a tombstone, so of course, if they take this fight under their tower, they should be fine. Looks like Dire going to back off for a moment here.
I'm genuinely surprised that the Hehe United didn't decide to push bottom already, because it was the Razor alone for the longest time.
Yep.
And they have such a good pushing lineup. They could have rotated for there and getting tier 1 and tier 2. And creating more space for the
Radiant's
Tinker as
bottom
well.
tower is
But
under
I think they're
attack.
gonna try and get this top tier 1 tower instead. Which instead, like, it's a really good move, because the bottom tier 1 tower doesn't really mean anything. It's just like a TP close to Roshan, but you still have
Dyer's
mid
top
tier
tower
1 and
is under
bottom tier
attack.
2.
Radiant's
But if you
bottom
get this tower,
has
you pretty much
fallen.
get control of the jungle. Now the initiation on Dazzle is gonna heal.
Oh, nice ward coming down from the Doctor.
Yeah, this
The
TP
teleport from
Razor.
the Razor
Radiant's
is
middle
absolutely
tower
nothing.
is under attack.
And here comes the Tinker to clean up. Needed, but he gets here too late.
Dyer's top tower is under
4
attack.
down for even.
It's a really, really
Dyer's
big win.
structures
The only thing
are
that Hehe
fortified.
United lost were their supports. Gücke auf es gehen. Do you speak German?
I actually don't.
Me neither.
Dyer's
so,
top
I
tower
can't
is
tell
under
you what it
Assume
attack.
he
means.
said, you guys are wonderful.
Dyer's top tower has fallen.
Bei mir bist du schön. I understand that.
Shadows take us.
I called him a pig.
Okay. I figured Schwein is a pig.
Yeah.
Schwein.
Swine, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And now, oh, they're gonna get a kill on the... Doesn't really matter
With
much.
that double damage, not gonna be able to make anything of it. He'll have to back away before he dies.
You wanna re-engage? They kinda wanna re-engage. They're
Oh,
gonna
they
get
do. And they'll get them dying at least.
the Regus. It's actually working, and he has DV and
Witch
Haze.
Doctor has Cask in a second here.
Not enough. Not enough time. The Haze runs out, the DD is still there. But this was a great win for them, something they needed. If they get this tier
Radiant's
1
middle
tower
tower
mid,
is under attack.
it's also going to be a huge win for them. But even just getting those 3 kills, it's maximizing the use of the runes, something that's really, really important. And with the mech, they're definitely going to get this mid-tier tower.
Yeah, Wraith King's actually gonna teleport out
Radiant structures are
on the
fortified.
top lane.
Yeah,
Radiant's
Huskar
middle
really
tower
low.
is under
armlet
attack.
toggling against the Lycan is pretty good, because he can only right-click you, so you have a lot of time between right clicks to toggle, and that was all he needed to get the Lycan down. So very well played. They do not get the mid-tier 1 tower though, because glyph usage and a good rotation from the supports is going to prevent that. Now it's payback time, and Tinker wants to push the tier 1 mid from the Dire, but Viper is there. He might be able to stop them.
So it looks like Viper's gonna go straight for an Ag Scepter here. What do you think about this? And treads into eggs. He does have a mechanism on his Razor, so Razor's gonna be able to provide the team with a little bit of survivability. Wraith King doesn't really have anything on node. He's got a stick or a wand now and smoke. Or it's just playing support. It looks like Huskar's actually going to solo the Roshan here.
He's
At least
trying to.
try
He very well can if he doesn't get stunned at the wrong time.
Yeah.
But yeah, with the lifesteal aura from the Wraith King, is going to be pretty easy for him.
I mean, he's trying to stay there to give him that life steal.
If he
Now,
doesn't get stunned, he
His
gets
team
it.
is
Yeah, I
being
think.
died though, and Doctor tossing down another really great ward. Gonna pick off
Roshan
Viper.
has fallen to the
Huskar
dark.
finishes the Rosh.
Yeah, but at what cost?
Yeah,
say,
it looks
Reggie
like
CPK.
they're giving He too much at this point. Huskar will be jumping right in on top. Of
Oh,
that
that's a great
Dazzle.
cask. That's a great cask.
Yeah.
That cask killed them both right there. Now they're gonna wait. They don't really want to fight this here. I mean, I know that the Undying is manly, but yeah.
And this might be a triple kill for the Huskar. HWA hits him with a laser.
Oh no, I think the Husker is dead. Can he
Might
get out
be
of
dead
there?
here, but, he's gonna keep toggling here, trying to get that Tinker. And Tinker's actually gonna go ahead and TP out. Really well played by
Dyer's
Here
middle
comes the
tower is
Lycan.
under attack.
Lycan might not actually be able to get this kill.
Oh, get the kill the courier.
Get the courier
Yes.
Courier has been
Now run
killed.
away.
though. Oh, yep.
Shit.
Tinker comes in to help him out.
That was all they needed. And yeah, that Husker proves really hard to kill for Lycan 1-on-1 right now that he has the armlet. But still,
Dyer's
he cannot
middle
tackle
tower
2
is
heroes
under
at the same
attack.
time. And the Dazzle even wants to take this tier 1 tower, which is almost deniable, but not yet enough. And now it's gonna be I think this tower is just gonna fall to
Dire's
Tinker
middle
TPing
tower
here.
is under attack.
It's going to be an injection of gold, and as you said before, Hihi is getting way too much.
Dire's
He been
middle
traded for the
tower
Roche,
has
but
fallen.
the Aegis went out pretty fast because he was really low health. And in exchange, Hihi got quite a few kills, plus a tier 1 tower.
Wraith King is sitting on 1,400 gold. What do you think he's gonna buy here? I think he needs
Dagger.
something to help out his team. Yeah, dagger, 4 staff.
I think it's going to be a dagger here because they need to actually have control of the movement, especially now that Tinker has a dagger of its own. It's going to be really hard to jump on him, and Huskar, it's not going to matter, Viper is not going to matter, Razor is not going to matter. It's really up to the Wraith King and the Mirana to get the stance on him. And Wraith King just doesn't have the mobility to pair up with the Tinker. Same with Lycan. I mean, you have to be on top of him and you have to stop him from getting that maximum move speed. Even if Viper gets the Acceptor, the Viper Strike does nothing, just damage to the Lycan. He can still go on you and hit you. I mean, of course, you get slow attack speed as well, but that's just for a couple seconds. So they really need the supports to step up their game if they want to stop the 2 key heroes, which are the Lycan and the Tinker.
HWA farming up a triple stack at the Ancients.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And Wraith King smoked up his team. Not sure what they did with it. Looks like not a whole lot.
Yeah. Now they're pressuring the last tier 1 tower. Viper comes here, tries to stop, but the creep wave itself is pushing, so they're gonna be pretty fine right now.
Undying getting that blade mail a little bit earlier than most players that get it in competitive.
And Tinker gets the solo kill
Try a crowbar.
mid lane.
Yep.
And again, it's so hard to play against a Tinker. Huskar gets the kill on Lycan after Lycan solos him. The
With burning
Burning
spears.
Spears. Yep. But Lycan is getting scary right now because he has the Blast and he has a Necro 2, soon to have a Necro 3.
Oh wow, look at how
Dire's
quickly
bottom
Razor
tower
falls.
is under attack.
Yeah, it's really hard against a team.
Dire's
cancel
bottom
that
tower
TP.
has fallen. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And now here he comes again.
Pushing
And
potential
they're ready
coming
to
out
push.
from Radiant is just so high.
Yeah, this is so scary. What can you do, really? I mean, the Tinker will go, use the
Dire's
march, go
bottom
back to
tower
base,
is
go
under
back,
attack.
push. And that's what he's doing right now. And that creates so much space for the rest of the team to just push the tower. Then Dying can be there. He can be as manly as he wants to be. Viper cannot really do much. He can just like try to attack the creep wave. The arrow will
arrow's gonna
connect. Yeah.
Dire's top tower is
And
under
instantly
attack.
Huskar's gonna go on that Dazzle, but nice cats coming out from the Witch Doctor. It's gonna try to
Now-
heal up and tank some of this damage from the
Dire's
Huskar.
top tower
Blade Mail
is
coming
under
out from
attack.
Undying. No longer to be the center focus from Huskar. Tosses down the Tombstone. It looks like he's gonna die anyways.
Yeah.
It's a double kill for the Viper. Standing on the back
They didn't have
side.
anything to burst down the Huskar. And the worst thing that you can do is leave him in low health and not really killing him. Because then is when he gets really scary and he hits for a lot. So, well played here by ebin, and the score is still pretty even, 21-18. Lots of mistakes by
Dire's
both of
top
the
tower
teams.
is under attack.
But everyone is getting farm, and that's kind of fun.
Yeah, and,
Because whenever...
Lycan is also now at about a 10k. He's got that Necro 3, he's finished his blast, he's working on a Basher next. And that could spell problems for the Huskar once he does finish that Basher.
Yeah, armlet
Dire's
toggling is
top
much
tower
harder when
is
you're
under
actually
attack.
stunned, so it's going to be complicated for them. The blink from the Tinker, it's going to stop the push with the March of the
Dire's
Machines,
top
but the
tower
placement
has
of the March is
fallen.
suboptimal right now.
Dire's
It's not
middle
hitting all the
tower
creeps.
is under attack.
Now he gets them all. Still a lot of damage into that tower just by being 2 heroes pushing. Rotation comes from the Witch Doctor. I gotta say, I kind of dislike that Witch Doctor cosmetic.
Oh, which one?
Because-
The hat? Or,
Yeah, I mean, he kind of looks like he doesn't look like Witch Doctor. He could be a Dazzle because the hat kind of looks like the thing that Dazzle
Oh.
has on top. I mean,
yeah, it kind of looks like Dazzle's hair.
Radiant's middle tower is
I
under
mean,
attack.
it's not too much, but it
Radiant
forces me to make a
structures are
double take. So
fortified.
whoever made that said, I'm angry at you.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So Tinker's win rate pretty high.
Yeah, a really difficult hero to deal with once it gets rolling. I mean, it has that global presence with the
Yes.
TP boots and rearm, and actually a jungle Huskar's gonna find Lycan. Tinker gonna teleport to the wolves though?
No. He says not to.
Gonna toss out some March, and
Dire's
he'll
middle
fight
tower
Huskar.
is
He
under
doesn't really
attack.
care. But there's a Moonlight Shadow.
Oh.
And Dust from
Oh,
the Witch Doctor.
nice.
Oh, that Death Ward. This is really dangerous for Huskar. He's gonna be killed off by...
Dire's middle tower is under
Yeah,
attack.
now they see the Moonlight Shadow. There's no mana whatsoever. She cannot even leap.
Necronomicon's gonna be teleported too, and here's Tinker. Toss out some burst. That Dagon's gonna seal the deal.
Yep, Dagon 4, 525 damage after reduction. It's more than enough to take away that Mirana. And now with that, they push the tier 2 tower. There's no tier 2 tower more. Do they want to go high ground? I think they don't. I think they're just creating space and getting a little bit more farm on the Lycan, make him finish that Basher. Like he actually goes for Sanj, not Basher. Which is a good item because if he ends up going for Heaven's Halberd, then he won't have to worry much about that Huskar and about the Viper. So I think it's the right choice here.
Yeah, and of course,
Dire's top tower is
the
under
active
attack.
on the Heaven's Hellboard. Very, very nice to have against Razor or Huskar, or even the Viper.
Yeah, everyone. Pretty much
Everyone,
everyone.
I mean, yeah.
is right picker.
Just that disable incredibly strong.
Yeah. And Nihis is farming the opponent's Ancient, so he getting as much as they want. They get this 5-second stun on the Tinker. And this is a funny thing about Tinker.
Dire's top
Okay, now he's gonna
tower is
die.
under
No, that's
attack.
not that funny.
Huskar kind of finding himself trapped though in that tree line.
He's gonna be fine.
He'll be fine, but he's gonna have to TP out. It looks like
He'll
he has
walk it
his
off.
ult in a
Dire's
moment.
bottom tower
The
is
wave
under
is pushed
attack.
up though.
He TP's away. Now
Team
they're ready.
Ebin gonna try to turn this into a push again on that middle tower that they tried to score earlier. Necronomicons and Tombstone. I'm gonna keep that creep wave up. A nice ult from the Witch Doctor.
Dire's bottom
Our
tower
Viper is
has
being
fallen.
forced out here.
So, doing a lot of work, that ultimate. He kills one and leaves 2 heroes with 25% HP. This is really, really good for Team Tinker again. I mean, and again, that Witch Doctor is making wonders right now. And the Dazzle does not want to fight by himself, but completely willing to go with the Lycan. The Lycan wants to chase him more. He's
Lycan's
going to
ready
find
to
the Viper.
clean up.
I don't think...
Dire's
Yeah, the
bottom
Viper cannot...
tower is
I don't
under
think the Viper
attack.
can survive here, but he's gonna try. He deals a little bit of damage to the Lycan, who pops new walls and hey, look, a free Huskar here. Can we kill him? And it really depends on the Tinker. If he can TP back, and that's why the Wolf is also chasing.
Yep. And
Dire's middle tower
teleport
is
boots
under
are out,
attack.
but he doesn't go to a wolf.
Left for dead.
Yeah.
Dark
No.
light.
Doesn't
Wasn't
need to.
needed.
They'll just
The
play it safe
Tinker-
and take the tower.
Slowly balling out of control, that Tinker.
Dire's middle
They get the tower.
has
They can
fallen.
get Roshan if they want right now. I mean, they can do whatever you want. It's so hard for even right now. And again, if you look at what's going on, it's not the supports being under level because Mirana is level 10 and Wraith King is level 11, so it's pretty much the same levels as the supports from Yihi United. But it's just the fact that because every hero in Eevin kind of favors having farm, they don't have something that automatically wins the fight, like a Tombstone or a Death Ward. They have to fight tooth and nail, and they're just not executing as well as a United.
Yeah, and they're struggling to find that farm now, especially that Lycan and Tinker are getting really greedy with the map, trying to absorb that jungle on both sides, trying to get those ancients on both sides. Now, what's next for this Tinker? Ethereal Blade, I think, would be a great idea for him. Further shuts down, you know, those right clickers on Team Ebin.
Yeah, absolutely. Ethereal Blade is the item that makes the most sense here. He can also go for Ship
Dire's
Stick if
top
you wanted
tower
to, but
is under
I
attack.
think E-Blade, and just getting the Ghost Scepter like he gets right now, makes a huge difference, because now suddenly any hero goes to him, he just Ghost Scepters CP away. It's that easy.
Okay, so we do see smoke on their Dire, and they've already engaged Roshan with the Wraith King and
Dire's
Huskar.
top tower is
I'm gonna
under
try to get
attack.
this as quick as possible, but it looks like Arrow will be spotted out by the Witch Doctor. They're
Dire's
gonna drop a
structures are
tombstone right next to the
fortified.
Rosh
Yeah,
pit.
because they
They're
know
looking to
Rosh
take
is
this fight.
there.
Dire's top tower
Tinker on the
is
high
under
ground,
attack.
gonna toss out some March.
Dyer's top tower.
See if we
has
get a-
fallen.
Let's see if they get a turnaround, actually.
Dyer's courier has been killed.
So Courier goes down for the Dyer, first fatality, and then the Huskar dies as well. Wraith King reincarnates here, trying to take down the Undying and the Tombstone. Undying's going to be actually killed right here.
He's really hard to kill. But now the Witch Doctor bought back because he didn't get to use the Death Ward.
Yep, and now look at the top lane. Wolf is at their door, and they've already
Dyer's
taken
top
tier 3
barracks has fallen.
range Rex will fall, and next
Dyer's
melee
top
as well.
barracks are under attack.
We're gonna push into
That
that
Witch
base,
Doctor.
and it looks
Dyer's
like
top
Dyer
barracks has
are gonna
fallen.
GG out.
Yep.
None of them have TPs. Actually, they do have.
Base
Radiant's
creative.
middle tower is under attack.
10% inspiration.
Radiant victory.
That's a victory. That's a fat victory. So congratulations to Hiki United to take this 1-0 in this best of 3.
Yeah.
We're going to see more now.
Do you ban out HWA's Tinker Pick in the upcoming game? Do you respect ban that? That's the question.
I would rather ban the Lycan, to be honest.
Lycan, yeah.
Yeah, just you don't want to see that hero or pick it. It creates so many problems. Just the Tinker by itself is a problem, but the problem is that normally when you see a Tinker in a game, you're like, okay, well, the Tinker is going to be a problem, but it's going to suck all the farm out of everyone else because it's going to be a Tinker that wants to get everything. Now, this Tinker wasn't all around the map. It was just being annoying enough, mostly in the middle lane. But the fact that in the top lane, the Lycan was not getting killed as much, that Lycan went out of control. And as soon as he got the items he wanted, he just 1 second of destruction, you lose your base.
Righto. We're actually going to go ahead and set up the next game lobby. So I'll see you there in a moment in Dota TV for those of you watching us on Twitch. Hang tight while we get everything going. Bruno, will you be casting this next one as well?
I'll join you for this next game, yes.
Oh, great. Thank you very much.
No problem.
It was actually kind of a confusing game to cast. I had to actually use 2 hotkeys for push to talk. Apparently my Skype one is a little bit different. So we'll go
Fair
ahead and
enough.
fix that. Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, so whoever wins this is going to go to the grand finals, right?
Right. Whoever wins this best of 3 series will be moving on to the grand finals against Fabulous 5. Fabulous 5 actually having, I believe, some veterans from last year's VG Masters.
Oh, really?
Yep. So.
Champions as well?
Yeah. They won last year's VG Masters.
Cool.
So,
We'll see if they can do what no one can do at the international, which is defend their title.
yeah.
They're going to be the Navi that they win everything, and then they are just like second place. But speaking of Navi, what do you think of Navi's
Yeah, how they
predicted
lost.
new roster?
Actually, I haven't seen the predicted new roster. What was it?
So the predicted new
gonna
roster is
pull in?
Dandy, who was Fanik, and then Vanskor, which just left Team Empire, and everyone pretty much suspects that they're going to Navi. And also FNG, a player from the drafter from Power Rangers, which has been seeing Screaming with Navi a lot. That is what people think is going to be the new Navi, of course. Nothing is confirmed.
Navi would definitely do well to have a new drafter on their team after releasing Puppy. So of course, it would be really something to keep an eye on. I love Navi, but I'm more interested in seeing what's gonna happen to my boy Kuroki. Honestly.
Yeah, I mean Kuroki, the current speculation, and again this is D2G and Reddit speculating. We'll see if this becomes true. But the speculation right now is No Tail Fly, Puppy, Kuroki +1. I think the +1 is S4 at the moment. So it looks like a strong team.
Yeah, definitely. So going into game 2 You say, ban out the Lycan. Get rid of that hero. We don't want to see our towers go in the first 10 minutes of the game. We don't want to see this guy
Radiant team
just mow
ban.
down our supports. Take map control.
They're taking a lot of time to actually decide his first ban. The thing is that ebin has the first pick, so they're not going to ban Lycan. They're going to say, like, well, if they
10
don't ban the
seconds
Lycan, then we
remaining.
can take it. Now, should we ban the Tinker instead? What should we ban? What should we remove?
5 seconds
Maybe we go
remaining.
safe and just take away the Brewmaster and the Doom, which is two really, really annoying heroes.
Oh.
No, they decide to
Dire
take away the
team
Lycan.
ban.
They're not going to play it themselves. And it's just one less annoying hero in the pool. Now, they do have to think that ebin has the first pick. So they take the Doom out.
Get rid of
We're
that.
going to see a
Radiant
Brewmaster
team
ban.
ban.
Are we going to see a Tinker ban? Maybe we see a Tinker pick from ebin.
Very well might see Tinker pick. Could be seeing a Faceless Void or Skywrath ban as well. Those two have been really, really popular bans.
Yeah. Did you know that
Wisp.
Sing
Dire
Sing's first
team
team
ban.
was it was called ebin as well, which ebin means, I think, epic in
Yeah.
Dutch.
Yeah.
And yeah, of course, he was part of this team. With, if I'm not mistaken, the team had Trixie, Rexy,
Radiant team
Dement,
pick.
and Fire, the German player. And soon after that, they became sponsored by Mouse Sports, and that's how Mouse Sports Sing Sing started. Great times, good times.
Oh, some classic Dodo tidbits there from Bruno.
Dire
Tidehunter,
team
first pick by ebin team.
Mm.
This guy's really strong this patch.
It is really strong. You can put it mid, you can put it off lane.
You put him
Some
ancients.
teams put him as a support, but I'm not too much of a fan of that. And just great ultimate in general. So the thing is that now Hehe United can choose to get the Brewmaster if they want. And again, it suddenly becomes a great
10
teamfight ultimate
seconds
against another
remaining.
great teamfight ultimate. If you decide to go Brewmaster, then we'll see a
5
lot of
seconds
action going on in
remaining.
this game. And Hehe United might be like, well, we don't really care about the Brewmaster match, and we're going to try to play
Reserve time.
something more sneaky, and again, try to get something like the Nature's Prophet. But no, it's going to be the Brewmaster.
Dire team
And
pick.
Hehe United and ebin, there's going to be a lot of action in this game just from these two heroes.
Radiant team pick.
We actually have seen Hehe United pick up the Brewmaster 4 times this tournament, and actually, no, I'm sorry, we're getting the wrong stats here on this page. Anyways, they've been somewhat successful with it apparently. Let's see if I can get some details on it.
That's
10 seconds
The
remaining.
problem with seeing this is that when you go and try to look for
5
Hehe's
seconds remaining.
stats, you're gonna get outside of the VG Masters
Reserve time.
right.
League. So it's not as easy as finding everyone else's statistics.